Saturday, February 28, 2026, AGNDD IntelliReport topic. Supreme Leader of Iran Khamenei dead following Israel's strike on Iran. Please pardon any visual and informational inaccuracies in this partially AI-generated article-based video. Supreme Leader of Iran Khamenei dead following Israel's strike on Iran. A massive U.S.-Israeli joint military offensive called Operation Epic Fury is underway in Iran, targeting Islamic Republic regime leadership and military targets that pose an imminent threat. Covered by Efrat Lakhtar, Morgan Phillips, Benjamin Weinthal, Michael Sinkowitz, Alexandra Koch, Rachel Wolf, Michael Dorgan, Elizabeth Elkin, Alex Miller, Andrew Mark Miller, Amanda Macias, Emma Colton, Alex Nitzberg, Julia Bonavita, Leo Braceno, and Bree Stimson. Fox News, February 28, 2026. What to know? A U.S. senior official confirms to Fox News that Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, along with 10 top leaders, was killed after an Israeli strike in Tehran as part of a massive, coordinated U.S.-Israeli military offensive called Operation Epic Fury. President Donald Trump confirmed Saturday that the U.S. is carrying out major combat operations in Iran. In a video posted to Truth Social, Trump said the objective is to defend Americans by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, describing it as a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. In his message, Trump urged the Iranian regime to lay down its weapons or face certain death. Calling it their only chance for generations, Trump urged the people of Iran to take over your government after the operation. The joint military operation is expected to carry on for days. Officials tell Fox News that Israel is targeting Iranian leadership, while the U.S. is targeting military targets and ballistic missile sites that pose an imminent threat. 21 hours ago, U.S. participating in Israel's attack on Iran, U.S. official. The United States is participating in preemptive strikes Israel launched against Iran on Saturday, a U.S. official confirmed to Fox News. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz declared a special and immediate state of emergency across the entire country. He said the strike was to remove threats against the state of Israel. Fox News national security correspondent Jennifer Griffin contributed to this report. 20 hours ago, Israel-U.S. attack on Iran had element of surprise. A joint attack on Iran by Israel and the United States on Saturday morning had an element of surprise, according to Fox News chief national security correspondent Jennifer Griffin. The attack was carried out just after 9 a.m. local time in daylight. Griffin said she believes U.S. and Israeli officials wanted Iran to see the strikes and what was being targeted. She said she expects more military activity over the next few hours. Posted by Michael Sinkowitz. Trump confirms U.S. involvement in Iran attack, says not going to put up with regime's mass terror. President Donald Trump confirmed Saturday that the U.S. is carrying out major combat operations in Iran. In video remarks posted to Truth Social, Trump said the objective is to defend Americans by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, describing it as a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. It's been mass terror and we are not going to put up with it any longer, Trump said. He added that it has always been the policy of the United States, in particular my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again, they can never have a nuclear weapon. Posted by Michael Sinkowitz. 20 hours ago, Netanyahu names attack on Iran Operation Roaring Lion. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has named the military operation against the Islamic Republic of Iran Operation Roaring Lion, his office said. The U.S. and Israel launched a joint attack against Iran just after 9 a.m. local time. Posted by Michael Sinkowitz. 19 hours ago, Iran begins response to Israel-U.S. attack, IDF responding to missiles. Iran has started launching missiles toward Israel in response to a joint attack from the Jewish state and the United States on Saturday morning. The Israel Defense Forces said the Israeli Air Force was responding to the missiles launched from Iran. At this time, the IAF is operating to intercept and strike threats where necessary to remove the threat, the IDF said, adding that sirens were sounding in several areas across the country. 19 hours ago, Department of War dubs attack on Iran Operation Epic Fury. The Department of War announced the Saturday morning U.S. military attack against the Islamic Republic of Iran has been dubbed Operation Epic Fury. The announcement came minutes after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who coordinated the blitz with the U.S., announced the Jewish state's mission was called Operation Roaring Lion, posted by Alexandra Koch. 19 hours ago, initial strike in Iran attacked targeted area near Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's offices. While military strikes have been reported nationwide, the initial joint attack was reportedly focused in an area near the offices of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The Associated Press reported the first apparent strike hit near Khamenei's compound and main offices in downtown Tehran. It is unclear if the Iranian leader was in the area at the time of the attack. Posted by Alexandra Koch. U.S. embassies issue slew of shelter-in-place warnings amid Iran attack. American embassies in Qatar, Manama, Jordan, and Abu Dhabi, along with the U.S. consulate in Dubai, have issued shelter-in-place orders for all personnel following the U.S.-Israel joint attack on Iran Saturday morning. Officials recommended all Americans also shelter in place until further notice. Qatar, which has previously been attacked by Iran, is home to Al Udeid Air Base, forward headquarters for U.S. Central Command. Thousands of American service members are stationed at the base, posted by Alexandra Koch. 18 hours ago, Iranian foreign minister says response would target all U.S. military bases in the region. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said Iran's response to the joint U.S.-Israel attack on the country would be to target all U.S. military bases in the region. U.S. military infrastructure within Iran's missile range include Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, forward headquarters for U.S. Central Command, Naval Support Activity Bahrain, home to the U.S., 5th Fleet, Camp Arifjan in Kuwait, a major Army logistics and command hub, Ali Al Salem Air Base in Kuwait, used by U.S. Air Force units, Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia, Al Dhafra Air Base in the United Arab Emirates, and Muwafaq Salti Air Base in Jordan, which hosts U.S. aircraft. The foreign minister's threats came as the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, issued an urgent warning to all people staying inside or near military-industrial factories and military infrastructure across Iran. You are in proximity to weapons and facilities that are dangerous, the IDF wrote in a statement. For the sake of your safety and health, we kindly request that you immediately evacuate these areas and remain outside them until a new announcement is issued, they continued. Your presence in these locations puts your life at risk. Posted by Alexandra Koch. 18 hours ago, Israeli Air Force conducting broad strike on military targets belonging to Iranian regime. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, confirmed the Israeli Air Force is conducting a broad strike on a number of military targets belonging to the Iranian regime in western Iran. Israel's Operation Lion's Roar aims to fundamentally strike the Iranian terror regime and remove existential threats to the State of Israel for the long term, according to a statement from the IDF. The strike included attacks on dozens of military targets and was carried out as part of a broad, coordinated, and joint offensive against the regime. The Iranian regime has not abandoned its plan to destroy Israel, the IDF said. In recent months, despite the heavy blow it suffered during Operation Rising Lion, the IDF identified that the regime continued its efforts to fortify, protect, and conceal its nuclear programs alongside rehabilitating its missile production process. Israeli officials also accused the regime of continuing to fund, train, and arm its proxies stationed along Israel's borders. These actions constitute an existential threat to the State of Israel and threaten the Middle East and the entire world, the IDF said. Joint planning between the IDF and the U.S. military spanned months prior to Saturday's ambush. The Chief of the General Staff, Lieutenant General Rav Aluf Ayal Zamir, and IDF commanders are conducting a situational assessment. Numerous IDF forces are deployed in forward defense and are prepared for offense across all sectors against any enemy, according to the IDF. The IDF will continue to act to cut off any emerging threat against the citizens of the State of Israel, anywhere and at any time, Israeli officials said. Even at this moment, the Air Force continues to strike across Iran based on precise intelligence. The operation will continue for as long as necessary. Fox News' Yonat Freiling contributed to this report. 18 hours ago, Israel targeting Iran's leadership, U.S. focusing on sites that pose imminent threat, U.S. official. A U.S. official told Fox News that Israel is targeting Iranian leadership in its brazen morning attack against the regime, but the U.S. is setting its sights on military targets and ballistic missile sites that pose an imminent threat. The U.S. military is not targeting Iran's leadership, the official said, posted by Alexandra Koch. 17 hours ago, former Shah of Iran calls joint U.S.-Israel attack humanitarian intervention from POTUS. Reza Pahlavi, the former Crown Prince of Iran, described the joint U.S.-Israel attack on the country as promised aid and an act of humanitarian intervention by President Donald Trump. Following the reported nationwide strikes, Pahlavi called on Iranian citizens to abandon support for the regime and the U.S. to exercise the utmost caution to preserve civilian lives. Moments of destiny lie ahead of us, Pahlavi wrote in a statement on social media. Even with the arrival of this aid, the final victory will still be forged by our hands. It is we, the people of Iran, who will finish the job in this final battle. The time to return to the streets is near. Now that the Islamic Republic is collapsing, my message to the country's military, police, and security forces is clear. You have sworn an oath to protect Iran and the Iranian people, not the Islamic Republic and its leaders, he continued. Your duty is to defend the people, not a regime that has taken our homeland hostage through repression and crime. Join the people and help bring about a stable and secure transition. Otherwise, you will go down with Khamenei's sinking ship and his regime. Pahlavi warned citizens to remain in their homes and stay vigilant, so that when he announces an appropriate time, Iranians can return to the streets for the final action. We are very close to final victory, he wrote. I want to be by your side as soon as possible so that together we can take back and rebuild Iran. Posted by Alexandra Koch. Trump confirms Khamenei is dead, claims regime seeking immunity. President Donald Trump confirmed on Saturday afternoon Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei is dead, claiming the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, are seeking immunity from the U.S. Khamenei, one of the most evil people in history, is dead, Trump wrote in a Truth Social post. This is not only justice for the people of Iran, but for all great Americans and those people from many countries throughout the world that have been killed or mutilated by Khamenei and his gang of bloodthirsty thugs. Trump said the Supreme Leader was unable to avoid our intelligence and highly sophisticated tracking systems, and working closely with Israel, there was not a thing he or the other leaders that have been killed along with him could do. This is the single greatest chance for the Iranian people to take back their country, the president wrote. We are hearing that many of their IRGC, military, and other security and police forces no longer want to fight and are looking for immunity from us. As I said last night, now they can have immunity, later they only get death. Trump said he hopes the IRGC and police will peacefully merge with Iranian patriots to stabilize the country. That process should soon be starting, and that not only the death of Khamenei, but the country has been, in only one day, very much destroyed and even obliterated, he wrote. The heavy and pinpoint bombing, however, will continue uninterrupted throughout the week or as long as necessary to achieve our objective of peace throughout the Middle East and indeed the world. Posted by Alexandra Koch.
Thank you for watching this AGNDD Intelli report, dear viewers. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell button to get notified during new uploads. And make sure to tune in next time. Stay safe and healthy. Cheers!